So, you say you hate the police? Let's talk about that when I come back. So, you hate the police? Okay. This is Rob Bell, and this is the Daily Rant. So, you hate the police, huh? Well, over the years, it's been an issue with the police, especially in the African American community, because it has always been a we versus them mentality. And the result has been because of what a few bad apples have done in the community regarding how police have treated people and police brutality. The mantra in the African American community is that we don't want the police in our community. The police suck. The police are corrupt. The police are brutal, and they take advantage of us. And there are a lot of documented cases that support that. But when you think about the police in our community, or in the police period, and how they protect us, do you really want to hate the police? I had this conversation with a friend of mine last week, and the issue came up of if there were no police officers in the streets and we were left to police ourselves, what would our communities really look like? You listen and see the news on a daily basis, and even with the police, crime is rampant. There's, at least in Philadelphia, one homicide per day. And so, can you imagine what crime would be like without the police? And I'm just talking about homicides. I'm not even talking about burglaries, robberies, rapes, arsons, car thefts, a plethora assaults of crimes that occur on a daily basis in just this city alone. And we don't even get an opportunity to know what's happening because we're not out there. I know when I was a police officer, I worked in a city that was a fairly decent sized city, and I thought that in moving to that city, crime was pretty stable. We didn't nowhere near have as many homicides in the city that I worked in as we do in Philadelphia. But when I got on the police force, it was clear that there was a multitude of crimes happening in that city that we as the general public didn't get an opportunity to hear about because we weren't out there. Can you imagine not having any police officers out there to protect us? Because the reality of this is when something happens to you, the first thing you do is call 911 because you want the police to come out and resolve whatever your issue is, no matter how minor it is, and definitely when it's a major situation, you call 911, the very people that you say you hate. So, in the African American community, we have this love-hate relationship with the police department. And the result is crime sometimes in our community is ridiculous because of this love-hate relationship that we have with the police. And what we need to do is take a step back and, make sure that the police officers out there that are not doing the things that they're supposed to do, that are brutalizing us, that are even killing us in some cases, obviously we have to make sure that they pay for that and they are brought to justice for the things that they do. However, on the other side, there are a lot of police officers out there busting their butt, working hard every day to make sure that you can walk out your door, get in your car, jump on a trolley, get on a bus, go shopping, and be safe about doing that. There's a majority of them out there. And so those are the guys that we need to look at instead of accentuating this whole, a small portion of police officers that are out there doing this craziness that we hear about in the news every day. So all this hate for the police, stop the hate. Because without them, your life would be a whole lot crazier than it is right now. This is Rob Bell, and this is the Daily Rant.